don't know, I'm Erica, and this is Ashleigh, Vincent, and Joanne, and we're the travel blog group. I wanted to start just by sort of letting you know how we chose our topic to begin with. Blogs are an increasingly popular form of social media today, so it's an area that we thought we should become more familiar with. And travel blogs is an area that we kind of all looked at separately, so we thought we would look into those more just because we feel like they're increasingly popular now. You know, in the past, people used to talk to travel agents when they were trying to make travel plans, but now all that information is online, so you can get it free and just whenever you want. But then the question comes up is how credible is that information, or how reliable is that? So we decided to look at travel blogs specifically and see how you can tell, or how people decide which blogs are credible and reliable and which ones they can trust. So we manipulated, well, they'll talk about it a little bit more, but we looked at tone and authorship to see if the tone of the blog or who wrote the blog had an impact on how well or how credible people thought it was. So sorry. We used the parasocial theory to guide our study, and Horton and Wool developed that, and it just says that when you're watching TV or listening to the radio or even reading a blog, you see the person that you don't know as, you develop a relationship similar to those that you form with people that you actually do know. So you see the person on TV as your friend. And so we were saying if the parasocial theory was present and people saw the blog author as their friend, maybe that would influence how credible they saw the information as being. So, Ashleigh, can you?
For our method, we basically did a 2x2 factorial design, which means we did two independent variables, which were blog authorship and blog tone. We did professional versus amateur for the authorship, and we did positive versus negative for the tone. And what we did here on campus, we recruited about 221, I think was our final number of students, primarily through getting permission from teachers to go into their class, and a lot of times they would offer extra credit for the students to participate. And then we ran t-tests and ANOVAs and correlations to test the relationship between all of those. And we also controlled for, like we said, parasocial interaction and credibility on our post-test, because our experiment was a full pre-test, post-test experiment designed for like the actual type that it was. And our pre-test basically measured the participants' current perception of Croatia, and then they were exposed to a blog, and then we remeasured that along with perceived credibility and the parasocial interaction scale.
Okay, so finally the results just show that there are really some significant relationship between people's reading of blog and their perception and say the credibility of their perception and the interest in some specific travel destinations. So finally from the score we can see that people's perception of the Croatia just rose by 2.18 points from the pre-test section to the post-test section. And then there are some different combination of blog authorships and tones will usher into different effects on participants' perception. But however, statistics also show that given the same tone, there's no difference between the professional and amateur blogs. So that's it. Finally, the participants' parasocial interaction with bloggers play a significant role in their judgments of the credibility of the blogs. However, there's also very interesting results. From our results, we noticed that a piercing correlation between parasocial interaction and the change score of perception of Croatia as a travel destination produced some interesting results. But in the cells exposed to the positive professional blog and negative amateur blog, there are significant correlation. However, neither the professional negative blogs nor positive amateur blog exert some significant parasocial interaction impact on people's perception of Croatia.
And although our data and our results were reliable, our study had a few limitations, and one of them was the fact that it was a convenience sample of only UGA students, and our sample size could have been a little bit bigger. We had about 50 participants per cell, which was good, but could have been better. And then also we had a disproportionate number of females and males. We had about 187 girls, and 31 boys fill out the survey. And our manipulation checks, they did pass the reliability quotient, but it could have been a little bit stronger just for reliability's sake. And also, parasocial relationships are built over time, and our survey was a one-time, read this blog, now how do you respond to this? So for future research and something that could really create some information for advertisers to really study, they could use that over time, but I mean, it still worked for our survey. So, and then also one of our implications for our research that we wanted maybe someone else to parlay onto it was how advertisers, especially vacation marketers, could use this. Say, you know, when you see that our professional positive, that it really changed people's opinions to take, if you're a vacation marketer, see how getting your name, your resort on a blog, really use that information as a new way of advertising.
Great. Thank you very much.